Okay, so what do we mean by proportion? So four quantities are in proportion. Let's see, if we have a ratio A is to B and we have another ratio C is to D. So these are four quantities. So these quantities would be in proportion if A upon B is equal to C upon D. Okay, so when A upon B is equal to C upon D, we will say that A ratio A is to B is in proportion to C is to D. Now, how do we write it when four quantities are in proportion? A is to B and we will put these four dots like this. So, this is a symbol of proportion. So, A is to B as C is to D. So, it is read as. So, we read it as. Okay. So, A is to B as C is to B. So, this means that this is a symbol of proportion. So, four quantities A is to B is in proportion to C is to D. This is a symbol of proportion. Now, here when four quantities are in proportion, that is A is to B as C is to D. Okay. So, here these the first and the last term, they are known as extremes. Okay. And the middle ones B and C, these are called middle terms. Okay, these are called middle or means. Okay, so the extreme terms A and D, the first and the fourth term are called extremes and the second and the third term are called means. Okay, now children, when the quantities are in proportion, then we will write, see, let's suppose if we have A upon B, that means A is to B is in proportion to C is to D, right? So, in that case, the product of extremes would be equal to the product of means. So, that means A, what are extremes? A and D. So, A into D would be equal to B into C. So, if four quantities are in proportion, the product of extremes is equal to the product of means. So, this is also known as cross multiplication, the rule of by cross multiplication. Cross multiplication. Okay, right? So, if you see this, A upon B is equal to C upon D. So, when you cross multiply, right? So, you get A into D is equal to C into D. So, this is the product of, this is cross multiplication rule. So, we can always check whether four quantities are in proportion or not if A into D is equal to B into C. Okay. Now, we move on to exercise 8B. Okay. So, let's start with exercise 8B. So, we have exercise 8B. Okay. I am taking question number 1. Okay. Question number 1, let us check the first part. Question number 1, first part, 12 is to 8, 12 is to 18 is equal to 8 is to 12. So, we have to verify whether they are equal or not, whether they are in proportion or not. So, we will write 12 upon 18 is equal to 8 upon 12. Now, cross multiplication. So, we get product of extremes, that means this into this. So, 12 into 12, if it is equal to, check whether it is equal to 8 into 8. 12 into 12 gives you 144 and 18 into 8, 8 8s are 64, 8 1s are 8, 8 plus 6 14. So, if you verify, so the answer is true. It is true. They are in proportion, right? So, if you take the third part, okay. So, in the third part, we have 3 1 upon 3 is in proportion to 2 1 upon 2. Sorry, 3 1 upon 3 ratio 2 1 upon 2 is equal to 12 is to 9. So, 3 3s are 9 plus 1. So, this becomes 10 upon 3 is to 4 and 5 upon 2. We have to check whether it is equal to 12 upon 9. Okay. So, here we have 1, 2 and 12, 3, 4, right. So, 10 upon 3 ratio 5 upon 2, right. So, what do we do here? We have to check these, right. So, firstly 3 into 2, what is the LCM of 3 into 2? That is 6. So, the LCM is 6. So 10 upon 3 into 6, that is 2. So this is equal to 20, and 5 upon 2 into 6, it is 15. So we get 20 is to 15 is equal to 12 upon 9, right? So we move on here. So we get 20 upon 15 is equal to 12 upon 9. You cross multiply. So you will write by cross multiplication rule, or you make this simple. So 20 into 9 is equal to 15 into 12. So what is 20 into 9 and 15 into 12? So here we get 20 into 9 is 180 is equal to 15 into 12. So again we get 180. So the answer is true. Okay, right? So this is how we can do this part. Okay. Now moving on to question number 3 or question number 2. Okay. So let us take question number 2. Which of the following numbers are in proportion? So if I take the second part, 4, 11, 22 and 33. So you will write 4 upon 11 is equal to 22 upon 33, and we will cross multiply. Okay. So we get 4 into 33, which is equal to 4 3s are 12, 4 3s are 12 and 13, 132, and then we have 11 into 22, the product of extremes, that means 4 and 33, and the product of means. So 11 here multiply 11 with 22, so you get 22. Okay, 2 ones are 2, 2 ones are 2, 2 ones are 2 and 2 ones are 2, so you get 2 4 2. So we get 2 4 2. So are they in proportion? So the answer is no, they are not in proportion. Okay, because the product of extremes. So here before we write no, we should also write, so 132 is not equal to 242. So that is why the answer is no. So here we'll write by cross multiplication. Okay. So by cross multiplication or by cross product rule. Okay. So now we move on to question number 3. Okay. So question number 3, part 1. So we have 36 is to 81 as x is to 63. So this will be written as 36 product of product. Okay, you can write it like 36 upon 81 is equal to x upon 63. Now cross multiplication. So this into this. So 36 into 63 is equal to 81x, or you can write it 81x is equal to 36 into 63. So therefore x will be equal to 36 into 63 upon 81. 81 will come to the other side. Now here 9 4s are 36, 9 9s are 81, 9 1s are 9, 9 7s are 63. So the answer is 28. Okay. So similarly you will do the rest of the parts. Okay. Now we move on to question number 4. Okay. Now question number 4 here is, in a proportion the first, second and fourth term are 32, 112 and 217. So the first term is 32, the second term is 112 and proportion, and fourth term, so we do not know the x term, so we do not know the third term, so we will write x is to 217. Okay. So now we have to find the third term, that means this, so which we have presumed to be x. So we get 32 into 217 is equal to 112x, because product of extremes is equal to the product of means. Again we will write 112x is equal to 32 into 217 7. So therefore x is equal to 32 into 217 upon 112. Okay. Now we'll reduce it. So this becomes here 2 5s are 10, 2 6s are 12, 2 1s are 2, 2 6s are 12. So here again 4 4s are 16, 4 1s are 4, 4 4s are 16. So here 2 2s are 4, 2 7s are 14. So now 7 1s are 7, 7 3s are 21, 1. So we get 2 into 31. So the answer is 62. Okay. Now moving on to next question, which is we'll take question number 6. Okay. So let us take question number 6. Now the income of Ruchi and Rajan are in the ratio 4:7. Okay. If Ruchi earns 16,800, so that means Ruchi earns 16,800. How much does Rajan earn per month? So let it be X. So this is Ruchi and Ruchi's income, this is Rajan and his income we have to find. So 4 into X is equal to 7 into 16800. Right. So therefore X is equal to 7 into 16800 upon 4. 4 1s are 4, 4 4s are 16, 4 2s are 8, 0 0. So the answer is rupees 29,200. Okay. Now one more question we will do, that is question number, okay, so let us do question number here 7. Okay, so we will do question number 7. Now question number 7. An electric pole casts a shadow of length 20 meters at a time when a tree 6 meters high casts a shadow of length 8 meters. Find the height of the pole. So here we have the height of the electric pole and the height of the tree, which is in proportion to the height of the height of the shadow of each of the pole and of the tree. Okay, so this you have to keep in mind, the ratio is always of the same quantities. So here an electric pole casts a shadow of length 20 meters. So we are given the length of the shadow of pole and we have to find the height of the pole. So let the height of the pole be X. Okay, so what is the height of the tree? Tree is 6 meters high. So this is in proportion to what is the height of the shadow? Shadow of the electric pole is 20 meters. So we will write 20 and then tree casts the shadow of length 8 meters. So we will write 8. So now we can say 8x, okay, is equal to 20 into 6. So therefore x is equal to 20 into 6 divided by 8. 4 2s are 8, 4 5s are 20, 2 1s are 2, 2 3s are 6. So what is the height? It is the height of the pole is 15 meters. So that is your answer. Okay. Now moving on to the next. Here we have question number 8. Okay. So question number 8. Here the ratio of copper and zinc in an alloy is 9:5. So 9:5. This is copper and this is zinc. And if the weight of zinc in the alloy is 9.5 grams, what is the weight of the copper? So let the weight of the copper be X. So here remember that copper is coming first. So here the weight of copper will come first. Do not change, otherwise you will not get the right answer. 9.5. So we will get 9 into 9.5 is equal to 5x. So therefore x is equal to 9 into 9.5 upon 5. So remove the decimal, you get a 10 here. 5 ones are 5, 5 ones are 5 and we get 4 here, 5 9s are 45. Okay. So what do we get here? So 9 into 19 upon 10. Okay. So that means 171 upon 10. So which is equal to 17.1 grams. Okay. So this is your answer. Okay.